pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty, justice for all. With my state.
My lawyer says that.
I don't know what they started the drilling today on the, or yesterday, split on Harper Pike. So that's project started. There's something. Probably won't be the first for the next month. My plan is I'm gonna try to get that started. All break. Look close.
Oh, yeah.
So that'd be, he said probably, depending on who gets it, probably 2 weeks. So that would take a week.
Mhm.
Oh, and you know more about building?
I don't need to talk to Paige. I still need to talk to Paige.
I looked in the window yesterday.
There wasn't
And it's
anything.
better than it was.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Last time I looked,
I
there
thought it looked like it was full again, because
It's pretty full.
Connie told him to empty it out a couple of years ago,
and we
and it
had,
was mostly clear.
it was, they put it in the third dumpster.
It looked 2 weeks ago.
This is
Me and
all
you look.
chairs, electric cars.
Yeah, and the,
Aluminum ramps.
which that takes a while.
Okay, I was just curious.
I mean, I don't know what he's gonna do with that stuff, and he's gonna say that. What do you want me to do with it?
I know, but I don't understand why he gets it. The Legion has stuff down there. I've been told, walkers or
I mean,
wheelchairs, why? But he don't work with the Legion.
store and lock wouldn't cost much. I don't know if we wanna step up and do something like that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Why did he get it when he knows he don't have any places? I
Probably
don't
veterans that die, I would say probably if they turn down into it, I would say
They
probably
might
be
have.
somebody in need.
He's mostly involved with different counties. I don't know.
I was just curious, I got a couple little jobs and some cleaning around some bridges I was gonna send the hoe to, but I was kind of waiting.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'll say something.
Is there any room down there that, when you guys move out, is there?
No. I'm gonna have to use part of that building
I knew you would.
anyway.
Okay,
How
well,
much stuff's he got in there?
Like you said, there's little electric parts, and there's a aluminum ADA ramp.
Is that what that is? I peeked in the window, but I'm like, what the heck is this? Make it,
Ain't nowhere on the wall in the other building you could put it. I think it's pretty full.
thought that one we had empty, you just put the grease in there.
Well, now, I think all the crosses are in there now.
It was in the one building. There's
Where's-
four.
where's all the crosses?
right?
I think they're in a new building now.
So if you have a building, it's gonna be full. I don't care.
Yeah, but I thought there was
It's a-
four out there last one,
big deal about
and it was an empty.
transferring some of that out to the building in Kirkpatrick where the EMA trailer.
That stuff's still in.
Well, I've been in there. I've seen what's in it. It's up on the side. I mean, that's,
Now. As far as that stuff. Probably gonna be, the mice and stuff will probably out there. Chew the,
well, that ain't too secure.
no.
No, that's what I told him when Ron called me that. That's
Aluminum, we ain't got to worry
good
about.
for,
Yeah, the ramp, we could. We could move it out, but I don't know, the chairs and stuff,
Or also,
Possibility.
it's,
For a while.
yeah, it's
kind of that.
pretty much a dirt floor though.
Camp Shore. Camp Shore.
You know, I mean,
That's where it took.
Uh-huh.
what would it cost to add a bay onto the red building? Not much. I would say
Come on in when you get here.
30 grand. And I guess. I mean, as a thought down the road, if we need to add to that, that would look better than keep Cause I think if you try to fix it, it really doesn't sit right with where it's sitting.
Mhm.
You'd have some money sticking in that, I think.
Well, if you want to fancy, if you want to pretty up the parking lot with a new lot, you don't want that thing sitting
You
there.
know,
I would think you'd want to take it off the other end though, because your block,
Yes.
your parking is gonna come right up against that.
go that way with,
Yeah.
if you had it on, go. the other
Okay,
direction.
there's 4 bays over there, there's the life squad and the veterans. And then the ones for the, all the staff for the crosses, what's in the other?
I haven't been for a while.
I thought you,
I don't know
oh,
either.
you put the wreath in there, and I didn't.
Well, when I put the wreaths in there, all the doors and stuff are still in there for,
Yeah.
From-
then
I haven't
that-
been in there since they got all the doors out.
There
of
was
construction,
nothing in
so.
We'll,
situ.
we'll take a peek, we'll take a peek, we don't have to talk about it anymore.
The sheriff's transport van usually occupies the first bay.
Oh, well, who in the world's the sheriff? Okay, well, we'll think on it and do something so Mike will know which way to go. You know,
Get it out there now. That stuff's gonna be in there forever.
Mhm.
I mean, seriously, it'll just lay
It
there
will.
oh, I know,
for another 2 decades.
I know,
I'll say something to him.
Did the health department sell that trailer?
I told him Ford to get it.
Did the health department sell that big enclosed trailer?
No, they gave it to tourism.
They donated it.
I seen it sit tourism a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago.
Tourism painted
I mean,
it,
there might be some room in that building there for a while, I mean. Down the health department,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's right,
we moved a bunch of stuff out of there today, which she said, just take it to the barn, I said, what are you gonna do with it? She's like, well, we're not gonna use it, I said, well, we're not gonna put it in the barn, we'll just go get rid of it, I mean.
Yeah.
Why move it to the barn and then call me a
No.
month later to move it? So we just took it out the garage.
yeah.
So
Is there
I
basement?
would say there's room in there for,
Is there?
Okay,
cause we cleaned. Trailer load of stuff out there in the spring,
yeah, I know,
What do they want to do with that building now?
I don't know, since that trailer's
It
gone.
was probably built for the trailer.
well, he kept that spraying thing and all that stuff in there.
And they don't
They
do
had
it
the
anymore.
one they sold on the auction out
Yeah.
there. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, anything else, Michael? Okay, Tom,
So I had a guy he's on his way, he got the directions and stuff. Yes. So he's probably about to hand over now. But Enterprise Fleet Rail. And they do police vehicles. And him and he asked me for I don't know if I already told you this. He asked me for all the information on all our police cars. And they compiled all the data on it and he come down and talked to me first and told me what they can do. And I'm like, this sounds actually a little better deal than what I've been getting. Basically, what it boils down to, but he can explain it is Enterprise will provide you with whatever kind of car you want. You can choose. They find them. It's their, when you think of Enterprise, you think rentals, but actually their fleet division is gonna take over larger than the rental stuff. And I got on to these guys through the Decatur County Sheriff's Office. They're doing business with them, and they're pretty flexible in what they can do. Basically, if you order a vehicle, you lease the vehicle, and at the end of the lease period, there's no, you can basically have it or turn it back in for a trade-in. You don't have to, at the end of the lease, you don't owe anything on it. There's a predetermined price, and basically the payment amount is based on the interest rate. And it's in competition with New Washington Bank, which we bought the last 4. The thing that I liked about it is, it seems like they can get me vehicles quicker. Cause I'm not relying on one dealer. They're reaching out all over the United States for them. The other thing is, I think we can get them cheaper. When it comes to the upfit, they can do 1 of 2 things. They can take responsibility for it. You can roll that in to the cost of the vehicle. And then it becomes a part of the payment, or we can buy the vehicle and then pay for the upfit ourselves. And they will, if I understood him correctly, use the same guy that we're using in Lawrenceburg. His name's Willoughby. He's doing a really good job. And he is probably, I think he was the last go around, he was about $4,000 cheaper than Jones per vehicle. And so I kind of like that idea, but the turnaround of getting the vehicles was much quicker. Now, I didn't see the downside at the end of that. If you say, okay, I've got these vehicles and I want to trade them in for something new, they'll take the vehicles back, give us the predetermined price, and then we replace them. And the goal is to have vehicles that are under 20. There's no obligation at the end of that. If you say, Dad, we're just gonna keep them, I'm not gonna buy anymore right now, then they just title it to you.
What is it, 4 or 5 years?
I think it's 4, but he can confirm that.
I'm surprised that you'll owe something at the end of the lease.
You're paying it all up front. Obviously, you're paying it in the first 4 years.
Usually, if you wanna keep the vehicle, you gotta.
Usually leases like we've had, you know, like,
Well, they're commercial, and I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
Cause that's basically what Jones was calling what we were doing before. They were calling it a lease. But you were financing the vehicle, and at the end of the payment period, you owned it. You didn't do anything any different. So,
And that vehicle's still worth quite a bit. And you're,
and they tell you right up front, he'll probably have some data with him. I didn't bring it because I'll let him explain and answer questions.
it probably haven't was too much because they're police vehicles and they get rode pretty hard. I would think their values.
Mileage and anticipated, but I was kind of shocked. I was really surprised at what you can get back out of.
I bet,
Like what?
especially if it's suburban.
What's your guess on it?
Well, see, I'd have to go with it,
Then you got to pay to have somebody take all the equipment out of it.
but you wouldn't want to do that.
You leave it for a smaller municipality to buy for their.
It's hard telling who buys them. They take them to auction.
Bert, for most of you probably don't know, but Bert said there's gonna be a carpet guy in here laying the LVP.
LVP or LVP.
LVP. He's laying that tomorrow when the judges probably finish up on Thursday. Number 2, Connie and I are going to a grant at the Regional Foundation for $58,000 for the window reglazing and repainting. At interviews at 120 at the Education Center. Everybody's welcome to attend. Number 3 was, I mentioned it to a couple of commissioners while we were here, State Fire Marshal's coming now next Monday. He is challenged, if not tasked, Brian Browning to have a fire drill. He would like to see that happen before he gets down here, so he can check all the records out, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I told Brian, my thought is the commissioners certainly have to be aware of that. Probably the sheriff had to be aware of that for security reasons. So I don't know if we could put this together or not, Thursday or Friday. We only got 2 days to do it, so that's all I have.
I can't imagine it'd be that
Me,
difficult to put together, would it? What's your concerns?
Easy enough from my standpoint. I know how to put the system on, test. I know how to trigger the fire alarms. Brian says, well, I'm just gonna tell them we're gonna do this. Well, I'm sure the state fire marshal will want something a little bit more organized. Who's going to be responsible for dictating all the people are at, all the people want to muster at, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He's gotta put a pen to paper and write a quick program
okay.
in a process. I said, I think my part's gonna be easy, but he's gonna have to do something. I just wanna make sure you guys are aware of that. I'll be in Dearborn County Courthouse tomorrow. I'm gonna ask one of their guys and see if they can shed a light.
We don't have a meeting tomorrow, do we?
No, sir, I have
Okay.
maybe the prosecutor on
Okay.
some cases, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
Then
good
let
to me.
Laura know, right? Let Laura know.
Okay, yeah. But as far as dispatch,
Yeah.
I did that this morning. Every time we test a fire alarm system, we all dispatch.
Okay.
But we'll still let her know what's going on. Am I have some input on where you guys need to muster and all the process of this fire drill? But that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay,
Get out of here.
Yeah, are you guys good?
yeah, I think it just shouldn't be all that difficult. But our thing. Brian gets right up, so they know which door they go out, or all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they need to know it before the drill though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta take into consideration people from the courtroom, they're gonna exit out the front.
Yeah.
The sheriff's office, pretend they're gonna be here right at the exit on
Yeah.
Mulberry.
You'd have
There's gotta be a way, there's gonna be a moving, you know,
Right.
path, so
Yeah.
you're gonna have to think about who's gonna say what to who's responsible, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
you'd have to have all that down.
A little thought, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Brian's aware of it, he'll try to put something together, hopefully by Thursday, we can do this on Friday.
Okay, sounds good. Since we gotta do it, he's coming Monday, you don't have much time, so. Okay,
I'm off Friday. I'll see if Brian needs any help.
Perfect, thank you. Yep, appreciate it, Connie, see you tomorrow.
okay. Okay, well. I know you like to talk, Tom, but he ain't here, you can't tell.
Let's move on, get the other,
They got turned around.
Yeah, let's get the others done. Get everything open.
Well, Archie, ain't here.
And
So in last meeting, of course, I wasn't here. I was under the impression though from Debbie that he was supposed to be here at this meeting.
We were
So
hopeful.
I put him on the agenda.
Okay.
So does somebody need to reach out to him? And is he back
Or does
coming to the
anybody
next
know?
meeting? I'm not.
I can email him tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, cause we all thought that
He said right here, I asked him if he was gonna have it by the next, have a couple options for the next meeting, and he said,
So,
yeah.
September 2nd meeting.
for sure.
Send him a text, like, oh,
There's a number in my phone.
I do.
And Hummel Insurance, that's.
Yeah.
She's gonna just talk. I don't think Greg's coming.
Yeah, Greg's not coming.
Okay.
I'm talking. It's time to renew. And, everything, I mean, it's pretty much, the same, it's a little bit more. But the question I have is, he's wanting to, we have a $5,000 deductible right now. And keeps asking about a $10,000 deductible. So under the $5,000 deductible, it is, the total amount is $192 to $28.13. And then under the $10,000 deductible, it's going to be $187,809.13. So
5,000.
so yeah, you're a little bit, 4,419 difference. So I said,
I would think it'd be a lot more than that, wouldn't you
I
think?
did too. When she told me, I was like,
yeah, so I said, well, I'll bring it up, because he keeps
cause I heard.
talking about that
Who is this?
10,000, Greg Hummel, keeps talking about that $10,000 deductible, and I said, well, I gotta, find out first, we can't just change it.
Making that much difference.
No, so I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, so for the extra 5,000. You're saying it reduces by almost 5,000?
Reduces the
but then you have
premium,
10,000
the premium.
Yeah,
instead of 5,000.
yeah.
Well, the 5,000 is 192,
Mhm.
and the 10,000's
187.
187. So if you don't have
Take care of
A
that.
claim, then you save $5,000.
yeah, I mean, to me, that looks okay.
He was recommending, right?
Yeah, he was recommending it, and so, like, well, I can't just change it.
How often do we not have a claim? I mean,
Well,
ever?
like, since I've been here, X-ray machine, no, I can't think of anything else.
Okay.
I mean, we just had the one with over at the fairgrounds when the storm came through. But you never know, you just don't know, so.
I mean, we try it. The only bad thing is if you have more than one claim.
Mhm. We can try it for a year.
10,000, 10,000, 10,000.
I mean, we can try it for a year,
But I'm okay with that if you
and
got.
then if we, if we get hammered or something, then we'll just go back to the old way, but it'll be a year. Whatever you think.
is that just health?
No, this is property.
not our vehicle.
No. Well,
I'd be careful about that, cause man.
yeah,
Creaming the deer.
well, it is automobile.
Yeah, it's a shit.
You could-
Take care of
But
it.
it's I
think there's a-
$5,000.
I think there's a different deductible. There's only $1,000 deductible on the automobiles. So this must be something else. It's
Probably
property,
our property and, general liability.
Yeah.
probably.
equipment breakdown, inland marine, crime, general liability, law enforcement liability, public official errors and omissions, employment practices liability, malicious act. There is automobile on here, but it must not be, it's not the car insurance, and then terrorism.
So there's not just one deductible to be met for the year?
No,
Each claim?
it's each claim.
Yeah.
That's
Each
like
lead.
your
Yes.
personal thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We can, I mean,
To me, I would just leave it where it's at, but
well, like I asked, I can't imagine not using it most every year,
that's what I was thinking. I would think,
especially with, the weather
Mhm.
like it is.
Storms, right? Right, and then,
wish I seen that what happens in the past to be easier to make a decision based on
well,
the last 10 years,
perfect
how we.
example is, this year, well, that got hit by the storms out there. And then the highway, repeater got hit by lightning, and, they suggested that she not turn that in, Laura not turn that in, because that would be another,
Too close,
Yeah.
two claims, too close together. And they're getting ready to renew. So you wanna,
Sorry.
When does it come up?
it's now, like, I have to let him know.
September 1st or something?
I think it's not for sure what the dates are. Oh, well, here we go. 8/20/25 to
Next week.
8/20/26. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Yeah. Have to let him know.
But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what the history is. Be easier to determine what would be the right call if you had.
But if you're not for sure, I just leave it then. I mean, that was just
It
his.
don't really matter either way to me.
$5,000, hit that $5,000 and turn it to 10.
Yeah.
To a lot over
Right,
here.
yeah.
I'll make a motion, we just keep it the same.
Okay. Just leave it the same.
So question, the buildings at the fairgrounds, is the county pay the insurance on that or
Yes.
the city,
Yes,
county pays?
yes.
Yeah, 'cause that line went down through there and,
Hamster wheels spinning.
No, I was just, well, like there, the one barn out there, I didn't know if
All of it
Jamie had
does.
turned anything or if she was just gonna get. That storm come through there and knock the gutters and stuff off of it during the fair, which, I mean, it's.
But the
it would be
city
more
takes
than
care of it.
Insurance, but I didn't know if the county paid that or the city paid that,
But the city
See, I didn't
takes-
realize that. We could have added that on. That would have been one claim.
yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I sent all that night it happened when I was taking pictures. I
You sent that to
everything
Laura?
her. I sent everything to Jamie back
Okay,
at the time,
okay. Okay.
But the
Because
city
Laura
takes
took
care
care
of
of all that
Brad.
because of the siren and everything. She
Yeah.
took care of all that, electric, everything.
Yeah.
That could have been added on.
So does the city not pay anything for out there?
I don't know.
Cause they take care of the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, they take care of the ground, but I didn't know how that.
You got.
Who owns the ground?
With the county.
City and county, but that line went down through there. We
The
had,
only thing the fair board owns is the old Bliss building. They're on 43 block building. That's ours. We pay insurance.
on what, Marshall?
The old Butch Brown's old building, old Bliss. That's the fair boards. Everything else we just use.
The county actually owns the rest of it.
Yeah.
You just got a board that governs the activities.
Yeah.
The county
Basically,
responsible for the upkeep of.
Basically, we sign an agreement and rent it. They don't charge us for the fair, but like in October when we have our cattle show, we basically rent grounds to have. I didn't know who paid that, whether it was the county or city or.
I know we do the Boy Scouts, county has to pay all that, because that line goes down in the dog pound.
Cause I know like the city use that, the old restroom. It's where they store their mowers over the winter.
Yeah, 'cause they take.
Restroom building?
No, the old, right there, one by the Boy Scouts, it's a pole barn. You know, when they pour all them restrooms out, the city picks that up, so I didn't know, I mean, so the county's basically paying insurance on their storage, right? I didn't know how that worked.
I
But
don't
they
know.
mow the whole thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know it, take care of it. Yeah. Okay. Where's your man at?
For the flooring bid,
We can, yeah.
Do what?
flooring bids.
Yeah, that's what I wondered if you waited for.
Well,
Just let me know.
let them. Reach back out to Zach with Levenstein's. I provided him this, which I sent to you guys, but I never did hear back, so I just sent it on.
Under that.
But I doctored up these deep print. And that's what I sent them. I want to look at these. You do, but I got some, you want to look at those? Well, yeah. So I told him, I sent it to 4 companies, TF Andrew, Axis, Levenstein's, and Pulse Camps. And gave them the same thing, base bid corridors, alternate for the rooms. So the blue is the base bid for the corridors, both sheets. And that's what the bids I got there, Levenstein's was 28,400. But you just know, they are higher, but they do have everything. They've got floor prep, they've got demo, dumpsters, putback with underlayment and the whole system, which they're the ones that Bert ended up having to get to do the courtroom because the other ones, he had issues with them. Access, they're another company that we use a lot, but they love to write change orders. Levenstein's, we love them because they don't write change orders. They bid a job, they include everything, it's done. Access, they'll change order you, but then I ended up calling their owner because they were so low, and I was like, you can't have demo, and
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
it's right. But after talking with him, after talking with the owner at Access, I said, if you can't, I said, Maxwell isn't a general contractor. I said, they're not involved whatsoever. I said, so whatever flooring company we get, we need them to include all the demo, all the floor prep, underlayment, and putting it all back together. And he goes, we're too far away. He said, so just take my bid out.
So they're done.
And he was extremely low, 13,000. I knew he was missing something. And then Pulse Camps, he was the same way. He didn't want to bid the labor to do the demo because he didn't know what he would get into with the VCT and how it's adhered and whether it delaminates. And he's like, I'll bid everything else. He said, I'll do that on time and material, which he may end up being lower than Levenstein's doing on time and material because he's got he's $10,000 lower. If we want to roll the dice on something like that, we could. TF Andrew didn't bid it. Levenstein's, like I said, they've got it all. So there's the numbers that you see. There's 28.4 for the corridors from Levenstein's, 18,674 from Pulse Camps.
But that's open-ended depending on.
Right at the bottom of their quote, he's saying that he doesn't include the take up of existing flooring. And we've got layers. We've got the carpet tile and the VCT, which is adhered to some sort of underlayment or plywood. So I know that Levenstein's knows about it because he's already done work for us and had the same issue.
Yeah.
He said, I got it.
Doesn't that seem the best bid?
Which one? Levenstein's?
Levenstein.
He has everything. I'm just saying, yes, he has everything.
I agree.
Possibly pulse cams could be lower, but
Right.
you're rolling the dice and
Yeah, I think.
they got you over a barrel once you sign a deal with them.
Yeah.
So I just think it's safer to go with Levenstein's.
Yeah, doing everything.
And then they've got their alternate price there.
Was
we
Bert
just-
different than yours?
I can't remember where Bert was at.
Here's Levenstein
Yes,
From Bert?
yes.
he was 26,125 on the base and
What?
61,500.
Well, there's one thing that I added, if you look at my drawing, that Bert didn't have. I added walk-off carpet on the two areas
That's probably what it is.
entering and exiting the building.
Yeah.
Instead of having LVT, people come in with wet shoes and you're walking on slick floor.
Yeah.
No, that's, yeah.
So that's one thing that's different.
We just need to decide base or both, right?
Yeah.
Or we need to recommend to the.
And the other thing, there was one other thing that Levenstein's
Yeah, this
understood.
recommendation to the
Yeah.
council.
Sure. There's one other thing that Levenstein's had accounted for that the other ones didn't, and that was that they can only do half of a room. If we do these alternates, there's gonna be multiple, removes in the rooms. They gotta come in, I guess Michael or whoever's gotta move furniture or the offices to one side. Do your demo, do your putback, and then move it over and do the other side.
How do you feel about that? I know how Dee Dee felt about it. She wasn't happy about it.
I'm fine with that. I'm not for sure if Michael, if
No.
him and them guys would wanna do it.
Told me they
I'm
did.
fine with that.
He told me before they did.
Yeah. Yeah, that don't bother me. That's just part of
Who
it.
doesn't want to do it?
Saying- She's even saying clean her.
Was on the weekend.
She's
I
been-
don't think it'll be weekends, will it? Huh?
No.
Do what?
She's just being difficult.
Who?
Who did?
Dee Dee.
Oh. Praise the Lord, and then. Yeah, I asked.
So, I mean, I think it'd be nice to have the whole thing done, right? Don't you?
I have,
Why they're in here?
I
Why
would
they're
like-
in here. But it's a recommendation to the council
That,
to do it all.
yeah, not that, because someone's worried about the county men pull apart some of the clothes and all that stuff.
well, then. Well,
They'd rather
we have
have-
to, I mean, if we have to hire somebody else, then the cost isn't accurate.
I know.
Can we hire them to do it? Will they do it?
They'll do some, but man, you go making them move all them file cabinets, they're gonna be like, man, I didn't sign on for this.
So everything but the file cabinet. That's the.
I mean, I could circle back to Zach and tell him, hey, you need to come down here and look at it and you get your own game plan together. Do you want me to do that? And say, hey, for the alternate, you need to be able to move everything.
Big hurry in.
No, I don't think we're in a huge hurry, but I mean, I feel like, the judge, I think he felt like he wanted it done sooner than later.
I think what they're thinking is if they're gonna move the file cabinets out and you put the new floor in, why can't they then move it back? Because you gotta go to the next spot anyway.
Say that again. Say that again.
Okay, if they were doing this side, move this stuff out and you put the flooring or whatever down and move it back, cause you gotta have room to do the rest of it.
Why don't we let Bill get with them and they can come down and look at it in the next meeting?
Cause I did.
One thing I worry about this is they may get the impression they got an open checkbook. You know what I mean? They've already bid it and they were bidding against other bidders.
Do it, that they're gonna do everything. Okay, you know,
All right,
maybe.
I'll just
But no, I mean, we're not making
make any
a motion
decisions.
that we accept their bid, so
Yeah.
maybe they won't do that.
When's the next council meeting?
Council meeting
Yeah.
isn't until September 22nd.
So we just need to come up with something, recommendation to them by now. So
Okay.
that's easy.
Okay, and how's security work because I told a couple of these guys just come down here and I didn't know how that worked. They allowed to just go walk around every room and laser all the rooms and, or
Yeah.
is,
We just.
They need to check in with-
Routinely
check in, with-
routinely scanned.
Hmm.
For
check
web.
in with Chaz or something.
Yeah, just identify who they are.
Which is what I told him to do, just tell him that, I told him, if you wanna go look at it, tell him I sent you the measure for carpet and.
This calls for a closure. Of the courthouse, but I don't know how fast this project would move.
The putback's quick. The demo is what, it's gonna be a little slow with this.
They come in like on a Saturday and. Or get started, when the place is closed, and even particularly Saturday and Sunday. We could,
Then you're playing premium time, that number ain't the same. Most of them will exclude premium time. This is regular work days.
Oh,
So if you want,
trying to put that out there as far as,
Right.
is this a disruption in business and.
In November.
Big time.
In
Well,
November.
the only thing I told them was they had to keep egress routes open if they only did the base bid.
Should we just close like office, like one office one day, office the next day, because we could probably do it today, right, an office?
that's what I'm saying.
I don't know, because the floor prep, that's gotta dry. Floor prep, I mean, they got to demo it, then they gotta prep the floor, which would be filler, to level it out, and that has to set up. So you may have to come back the next day and start back again.
So when's the best time of year? I'm thinking about,
Christmas time.
Well,
I'm thinking about tax time
yeah, that's November.
Yeah.
and election time.
So there's no election this year.
Hmm.
Now, there won't be anything.
No election,
Usually
but
they do all the stuff in December when you have all that off, almost a weekend, next week for New Year's Eve.
on Christmas,
That's when we used to have the painting and everything done in here.
we're off, yeah, we'll be off like several days,
Mhm.
8 to 10 days maybe in there. Closed.
But they did our office while we worked. Levinstein just did our whole office. So, I mean, we walked on the tack, the stuff's tacky, the carpet glue's tacky, you can walk on it. But they would just say, all right, now. Need to let this go let this little area here, don't walk on this for a
Yeah.
half an hour. They come in and lay the tiles, don't take them no time. But we're doing LVT, which is a little different, but if we do sheet vinyl, it's a little quicker, but they gotta weld it. But, I don't know, yours is plank, isn't it, or was it sheet? It was individual planks,
I think so.
but they still glue it down, so
Don't look good.
it's still about like carpet, it goes pretty quick. Some are bigger, those are bigger plank
Do
too.
end up putting, underlayment underneath there.
They will here too, they have to. Up the
Okay.
glue to that. But it can be done, them working around us while we're open. Cause we got 30 people walking around them with desks.
Yeah.
And we just all man up and move everything over here. And they would do that whole area in a couple of days, and then we would move everything back. They'd start demo, and it's just inconvenient for, a couple of days in your office and all the offices, But offices aren't that big, they burn them up pretty quick,
Yeah.
couple of days. So
It's a deal with it, right?
Yeah, I'm okay.
it's just the labor cost to do all the moving, unless they're gonna do it themselves, which I don't know whether they will or not.
Yeah, I'm sure the small stuff. will take care of it.
Yeah.
How you move them, all that heavy ass,
Outdoors.
those file cabinets, holy crap, I don't know how you don't ever move them.
You should have seen him move them out of the basement. Did it with a dolly.
I was gonna say a dog, sorry.
Oh, I know, but they're heavy.
They're old, ours were old.
Oh, man,
Health department.
thing's dangerous.
Up the elevator into a truck. I started moving them out of the truck down that ramp.
Mhm.
Made my bumper to ambulance.
But they're probably no heavier than a gun safe, I mean, it's really,
Those down at the health
those guys
department,
do that.
Michael and a couple of them sent one guy
I don't.
down, and I was
I don't either.
I hired a guy to move my gun safe,
took
man.
2 or 3, they stopped.
I've seen guys, two
got
guys
that
do it,
help.
the cell gun
He said, like,
safes,
Yeah.
they know what they're doing.
They do.
They take much to that.
Right, it's
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have those dollies now that have like the track on the backside, you can just lean it against something and the track, you just pull it up on the track, it's like a tank back and forth right out.
Okay.
So you'll find out more information.
Yeah.
I'll ask them if there's any more for, they need to come down and look at it, look at all the rooms.
So you wanna just table it?
Yep,
next meeting?
I'll put that. I'll follow up whole scam, so I'll at least let them
Okay.
decide what they wanna do.
Okay.
Well, thanks for doing that.
Appreciate it.
Okay, Tom, we're back to you.
I kind of gave everybody some bullet points, some bullet points. Okay.
Finish and put out the break, the rain's on.
Okay.
Guys, I'm so sorry, the address I had took me to a campsite outside of town, so that was exciting. And I drive my company car for minivan. So if you can imagine it was, exciting there for a minute. I had the lady looking through the window like, what is this guy doing here in a suit jacket and shirt? Will you be joining us, my friend?
He's
Say
like,
again?
Commissioner.
Oh, apologies. I wasn't sure if you were bidding something or.
I just like coming to these meetings.
Oh, don't know that you All right, so I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Ross. I'm with Enterprise Fleet Management, which is national right now. We have yet to go global like our sister company, Enterprise Rental Car. The mindset of doing business with us is to take a lot of stuff off of your plate while getting you vehicles in a different way than what government usually does, which is buy with cash and then zero disrespect, but then run those vehicles until their end of life cycle, and then you junk them or you give them to other local cities or sell them on gov deals. So we've gotten through most of the process with this guy. He's had to deal with me. So today is basically reviewing what we've hashed out and figured out, hey, this is what a couple of options that the county could go for. And both of those options we're going to review today, there is savings, whether we choose Tahoes or Durangos. And everything you'll see today is also with all costs included. I know I'm already late, so please let me know if to speed up. I can definitely speed up. So obviously cute little slide saying Ohio County Sheriff. The slide right after that is us taking care of any bid language. Yes. You guys won't have to go out to bid because we are the number one partner through Sourcewell. That's your account number right there. And then I like to take like a little screenshot of our counties, which we're actually we partnered with 2 more since this screenshot. So obviously this is nothing new for the government space, and we have many more cities than we do counties, but I just provide you all with that. That's just something you want to see. The next slide is the lady in the middle of the service. So this is what we call the wheel of service. Something that we've been talking about is there's going to be some stuff on here that the government space already does well. There's already a certain way that you're doing things. And honestly, that way is kind of airtight and solid. So I am the sales guy, yes, but there are some areas where I don't really want to touch it because you guys are already doing a great job. Mostly what we're going to be focusing on is acquiring vehicles, financing vehicles, and the government space license title tag, just plates go from one vehicle to another. Aftermarket equipment, that is something that is just included. We just do that for free. Aftermarket, I'm sure as you know, and especially in this guy's space, is not free. But we take care of that burden and the responsibility of getting all the work done, etc. Maintenance programs for the police department, we give the enterprise rent-a-car infrastructure on maintenance, data, locations, and pricing. We just hand that over to you guys. So that's one of those things that's a bit of a no-brainer, especially when you guys are getting things tax exempt. Fuel programs, the next part
Let's
is,
interrupt.
please.
If you're gonna touch on this later, one thing that we talked about earlier was maintenance programs. We talked about, well, did I mention this earlier, like oil changes and all that? We currently go to Lawrenceburg Tire. He could sign up with them. We would do our oil changes and so forth, and they would bill them. And then they would bill us, but the price was, I think we were paying like $80 for an oil change service and.
$30-40.
Wow.
Well, that's,
a lot.
if you can imagine, that's the infrastructure.
Yeah. Can you take my call?
Yeah. Right, yes, if it's on the program. And actually, today we might wanna dive into that a little bit, and we've briefly touched on it, this works, and I have discussed this with them as well, this works great for the sheriff department, it works really well for public works. Because we'll touch on it briefly, and I can give you guys more information if you'd like. The police vehicles obviously have high idle time, high mileage, they're worked vehicles, right? They're maybe in pursuits, they move a lot. Public works, counties, cities have no mileage. They're very low mileage, yeah, maybe dents and dings, but we hand sell vehicles back to the market and give you 100% of the proceeds. So the mindset with public works, and we'll touch on the police side, is run vehicles younger, buy them cheaper than anyone in the world can because of the government incentive and or going like get the gov bid. And then run those vehicles for a couple of years and then sell them back to the public, almost breaking even most of the time. Some years, especially like the COVID years, the truck prices, we had cities that made money off of the program just because the market needed trucks so bad. So something to think about moving forward. So after the vehicle customization, which once again, that you can continue to do that by yourself, but it's kind of like a why would you? Just have me take it over and then I push the updates through to you all. Maintenance programs, touch on that. Fuel programs, WEX already, so that's just a transfer. It doesn't cost more. And in fact, I work with WEX one-on-one to try to get some sort of additional discount, cents off per gallon, at local pumps. My record is 7 cents. Yeah. Accident risk management, this is insurance in the government space. You guys are already through SORTA, or it's already through a bid and with your multiple other counties. So this is not something we usually touch. In the police space, telematics is not something we would touch because they have their own telematics devices that hook up to the body cameras, but it's more of like a police focus. Through us, it would be more of a, when's it need an oil change? Does it have a recall? How fast is that person going? Are they braking too harshly? In his space, he needs to do those things frequently, so it wouldn't make sense in your space. No reason to talk about it. Driver safety ties in with that. Once again, he's hiring people for the force. He's not worried about his drivers, not right. Right, of course. But in the retail space, if you can imagine, this is very valuable when you've got transportation companies, construction companies hiring anyone who will take the job, but not for your space. And then vehicle resale. So this is where we hand sell vehicles back to the public market. We don't send them to gov deals or anything like that. We hand sell the vehicles. The mindset there is these guys get paid on how quickly they sell your vehicles, how many they sell at once, and how much above the estimate they're getting for you. So they literally get paid more on those three things. So they're very aggressive. Within Cincinnati, Dayton, and Columbus, we are between 12 and 18% above like gov deals and or auction. So we really crush in this space, right? To really make sure that you use us. Once again, you can sell the vehicles on gov deals yourself, but this doesn't cost you any money. There's a $450 service charge to get out of the vehicle, but that's me picking the vehicle up, deloading the vehicle, marketing the vehicle. Costs that come out of the sale of the vehicle anyways, so you guys would never even see it, the charge. Alrighty, so effective vehicle life cycle, our next slide. This is gonna be a big part of the reason that we're meeting. When you buy a vehicle, that first line, it depreciates like a missile. There's nothing you can do about that. I can't do anything about that, even with our buying power. It doesn't matter. Vehicles are worth less once you drive them. It is what it is. But if you see the circle there, there is an optimum time where it's still worth a decent amount of money and you've also gotten a good amount of use out of it. Secondly, fuel. Once a vehicle reaches somewhere close to 100,000 miles, you can lose 1 to 2 mpg. Not a big thing to be worried about, but when you're doing his mileage, the sheriff's mileage, these numbers can add up, especially when you have 20 vehicles on the road. 2 miles per gallon, 1 mile per gallon, that starts to matter over 5 years, say. And then finally, and I'm sure as all departments know, maintenance skyrockets usually around 120 to 150,000 miles. The mindset doing business with us, I know it's in front of you, but we're going to buy your vehicles as cheaply as possible, run them to the time where we know industry says the vehicle is worth the most for the money that you've put into it, right? And we have that data because enterprise. Make sure that you are constantly capitalizing on the CAFE standard. every couple of years, the government puts out a fancy new thing that says, hey, everyone needs to raise their MPG by 2. And so across all makes and models, they have to bump that. That's not huge, neither is the fuel loss, but once again, these are long-term expenses. More of a short-term expenses are maintenance costs. So there's a point in time when the vehicle is still worth a decent amount, you're not losing on fuel and you haven't put any money into it, large ticket items maintenance wise. The mindset is to stay within the happy green circle. With that being said, in the government space, this circle is a lot sooner because you can buy vehicles so cheaply. Now, on the cruiser side, it's a little bit different. We understand that we have to get our money out of that aftermarket equipment that we put into the vehicle, which is anywhere from like $12,000 to $20,000 per vehicle. So it can be a lot of money. So we want to make sure that that makes sense. But this is the mindset of partnering with us, using our infrastructure to cycle your vehicle sooner, reducing your operational costs, and increasing your resale. Still with me? Awesome. All right, so acquiring vehicles, we're gonna always factory order when we can. The reason being, no matter who you're buying from, retail, corporate, or within the public sector, dealerships get paid more money on whatever, all of the doodads that they order on the vehicle when they factory order vehicles. So if we're going to a lot right now, like a dealership lot to acquire vehicles, usually almost everyone does it, except factory ordering. Every single vehicle that we buy off a lot usually has things that we don't need to pay for. That's usually between $600 to a couple of $1,000 extra on top of the cost that you really wanted to pay on the vehicle, which is just the factory cost of the vehicle. So when we can, and of course upon partnering, we would meet with Chief and say, what is the exact spec we want for every single cruiser, which would also mean every single vehicle from now on matches perfectly. Nothing is different. So when factory ordering, you're going to get your cheapest cost there. I know I talked about it earlier, excuse me, but we're getting the government on incentive on any make and model. So instead of having to go out to bid and whoever wins the bid that year, maybe it's Ford, maybe it's Chevy, maybe it's Dodge, because it's Durango, of course, Tahoe, and then the Excursion. We can choose whatever you guys want to choose. And that's something that we've been talking about. Do Tahoes really make sense? How much can I save you on a Tahoe? Do Durangos still make sense? Because we've been running Durangos and we even ran some Fords. But trying to figure out where the mix is there and then meeting with you, figuring out the exact spec and then saving the most amount of money from the factory that way. With that being said, when you have your immediate needs, we can go to these local dealerships. And at those local dealerships, with the relationships that we have, we are getting the invoice cost of that vehicle, minus the government incentive. There is no markup. We pass that cost on to you. You guys just pay for the exact vehicle that you're buying. With that being said, incentive strategies within the government space, this never really changes. That's wrong. It changes every year, but there's nothing you can really do about that. Sometimes when you buy a ton, like Hamilton County, a ton, you'll get kickbacks, right? They'll give you more off than the usual incentive. But if you're not buying quite literally 50 to 100 vehicles, I will do my very best to get you the best incentive possible, which by the way, Tahoe's is 1,000. I've sent both of these out and Durango's is $7,000.
Oh,
Yeah, so what we're gonna look at today is aggressive, which is good. With that being said, order timing, this goes hand in hand with factory ordering vehicles. We're going to make sure that you're never without a vehicle. So a new vehicle comes in, then we sell off your old vehicle. We do any equipment transferring that we deem necessary in-house and obviously through the partnership, and then we sell your older vehicle. Once again, we are selling those vehicles direct to people, direct to other governments, direct to mom and pop lots if they want a PPP vehicle, etc. Your aftermarket process and your logistics of everything, once again, this isn't required, but why wouldn't you let me do it? I'm going to the same guys that you're using today. It just makes sense to hand over the burden of running through the paperwork, getting the parts in. I wanted to mention though, with your aftermarket parts, having our infrastructure, when we factory order, let's say we do 6 Durangos, I send him a PO now. If I factory order the 6 Durangos now, I pay him now for that aftermarket equipment. The reason being is we'll have it in once the Durangos come in, which cuts down lead time by sometimes months. You have to wait for that well, I've got the Durango now, when can you have this done? 1 to 3 months a lot of the time. So we have all the parts with him, then it's just upfit time, which is usually a couple of weeks. So we try to help cut out some of the time, because we understand that factory ordering does take time, but if you're preparing ahead of the time, it's normal. Alrighty. Okay, so here's the ouch slide. Then this is the convincing piece. Right now, every single person that I meet with government space always pays cash. I met with like 3 governments in like the last 3 years that have not paid cash. They've started to finance vehicles. Which leaves about 92% of governments who are currently paying cash. The mindset of working through us, ignore the close-end at least, because that's a dealership, which I would never offer. The open-ended lease is what we're gonna be talking about today. This is paying your vehicles down. Instead of spending cash on 3 Durangos, how about we look at paying down those vehicles to a residual and or to zero over a multiple year period, and we can do 6 Durangos instead, allowing him to cycle his vehicle sooner, keeping him away from the maintenance expenditures and the loss in fuel. And obviously 0 resale after like, how long do you think about 6 years? 7.
How long will we keep them?
Yeah.
Well, the oldest vehicle. I just put $50-some in, one that's a 2018.
Yeah.
It's got 150,000 miles on it.
Right.
It's junk.
Yeah. Right.
That kind of tells you the life cycle.
Right. And that's been a big part of our conversation, is getting away from that. Obviously, taking stuff off your plate is important, but more importantly, how can we finance vehicles so we can get more vehicles into the police fleet, allowing us to cycle sooner? So you never have to worry about cruisers going down and stuff like that. So self-funded vehicles, all the way there on the right, that's your cash model. Let me say this, you guys can do self-funding. It doesn't make any sense. Let me follow that. You obviously can continue to pay cash today, but if you finance your vehicles through us, you can get more vehicles, allowing us to resell more vehicles on the back end after 5 years and giving you a ton of money back. Instead of giving 500, 2,000, 3,000 for vehicles, you're getting 20 grand per vehicle, and there's 5 of them or 6 of them. Well, that's a lot of money to take and then toss down onto the next order. So if you can imagine, starting this off can be a little difficult, purely because of what you have to spend to get out of old vehicles. But once the 5 years, 4 years, whatever we decide on the term, I'm giving you a check for $120,000. That's when this makes like a ton of sense. But luckily, instead of listening to me, I can actually just show you what it looks like here in a couple of minutes. So this is just a slide that basically breaks down what I just talked about. Instead of paying a vehicle down to 0, which we can still do, you can pay a vehicle down to a residual. If we know the vehicle after a certain term is going to be worth a certain amount of money, why not pay it close to that instead of paying a vehicle all the way down to 0, having high monthly payments, pay it down to a certain point, and then use the equity that's left after paying off what we didn't pay down on the next vehicle. That's the mindset of doing business with us, saving you the most amount of money and cycling vehicles sooner by doing so. This is just a cute little slide. I know I'm obviously way late already. I don't want to keep you guys. The mindset on data, every product that you guys get through us, after what we looked at with the wheel, every single thing you do through us, it all goes back to his website. He has a login, his lieutenant has a login, everyone has their own login. They can customize it however they want to see fit. We'll be the person that can make changes and obviously communicate with us. And we'll meet with them 4 times a year to perfect the plan. The mindset though is to give you all of the data that you've never had. Through that data, we can work proactively and say, hey, it's looking like this one's a lemon. We probably need to get it out of here before it becomes a problem. Because we're gonna have all of the maintenance data, right, readily available. We're gonna just see those costs slowly creep up. But more importantly than any of that, I'm gonna be the person telling him. So he can be the chief and I can do my job, which is fleet management, which that makes sense. I mean, this is what I do professionally. Allow me to work all the data on your behalf. And then you guys obviously make a plan of saying, what do we actually want to do with the fleet? This is just another cute slide about how well we do in the, not just the government space, but worldwide. There are, I don't know if you guys have ever seen like the enterprise car sell lots. There are 150 of those around the country. But we sell to over 12,000 different locations. Mom and pop lots, dealerships, direct to corporations, direct to other governments, etc. So if you can imagine, we have the infrastructure to offload your vehicles. We have 471 people who just do this job. They literally just sell vehicles. They sell your vehicles, they sell other companies' vehicles, etc. The 109 down here, this is like, so we're 9% above the black book, but locally we're at, it's 12 to 18%. We do a little better here, which is good. You guys be local. So meat and potatoes time. So this is a fleet profile. Which by the way needs updated. She's on vacation, has been on vacation for a while. But what we're showing today, that is actually brand new, so it's solid and ready to go to council. There are 20 vehicles in the fleet, it's actually 18. Because of some of those older vehicles, some of these things are gonna change. Your average age, even if there's 2015, 2018, your average age immediately, obviously, it's brought down by just that one vehicle. 11,600 annual mileages, that is based on all of your vehicles combined, and then the equation that breaks out that mileage. So the fleet is doing 11,600 today. Average annual acquisitions. So we usually do like 5 years, 3 to 5 years. How many vehicles are we buying a year on average? Average model years of 2019. Holding periods 10 years right now. Once again, though, if we have an older vehicle in the fleet, which I think you guys just got with that Charger. Right?
I don't know which one we're talking about. Okay. We've got 3 on the road and then the piece of junk, emergency training vehicle.
Yeah.
Throwing money at.
Yeah. But yeah, sorry, anyways, holding period is 10 years. So the mindset here is to move this, like at least cut it in half. Which is of course, like we've discussed, going to tank your maintenance expenses and decrease your fuel expenditures and massively increase your retail. So under that's just the breakdown of where we are mileage wise. 5 and 0 to 20K, that's good. That is a very good thing. And those are pretty much all very valuable vehicles as well. These are your Tahoes. So those vehicles are going to be worth a lot of money very soon, which is very good. 20,000 to 40,000 miles, you got 2 vehicles. And then of course, the thing to focus on here is the 7 over 100,000. So that's where we want to proactively work. With that being said, that doesn't mean I'm here today to say, well, you guys need to do 7 or bust. No. We want to do whatever's best for you, but I'm going to tell you, these are your problem. This is where you're spending pretty much all of your money right now. It's these 7 vehicles. And like you just said, you just put what, 5,500 into the one? Yeah. So that's how it's proactively planned with you. We are constantly looking at this year over year and meeting with you multiple times a year to say, hey, how can we improve this, etc. Alrighty, so vehicles now. What does this actually look like? So we did 2 different vehicles. When we first met, we did the Tahoe. We really started getting nitty gritty with finance terms and what does this actually look like for the vehicle? What's the incentives on these vehicles? Really trying to legitimately plan and with the mindset of moving forward on partnership. So this is a Tahoe 2026 PPV 4x4. The mindset is 60 months on the term, average annual mileage for 15,000. The reason it's higher than your average annual mileage, we're setting you up for success. If you cycle that vehicle sooner, it's just going to be worth more money back to county. Your annual cost on 4 Tahoes is $13,892. What Chief was currently spending on 4 Tahoes is 60 grand a year. So you go from spending 60,000 to spending 13,800.
That's for how many?
4. So in this model, if we jump now to the left side, our total annual cost is $55,569 after it's all said and done. That's with that incentive. So if we do the exact same thing you guys are doing today, no changes, obviously we'd be doing all of this for you. This would be with everything. This doesn't include maintenance either, which will also get better. Everything will get better. And this is with all of our fees. Just fees, vehicle to vehicle, we save you $4,430 on 4 of the exact same vehicles. This is, once again, just the cost of the vehicles. This isn't what it's going to do to your maintenance or your fuel. We'll get better. specifically on maintenance. Because the mindset is the 4 vehicles we're replacing, hopefully, are the 4 oldest. That's the ripping the Band-Aid off part, right? Because those vehicles are worth the least. So we're taking the vehicles that are worth the least and we're taking all that equity and putting it back towards these 4 Tahoes. That's not gonna be really impressive, but this cost is including that. But it's not including whatever we're gonna get out of the 4 vehicles they replaced today. So it says we'll save you 4,400. Yes,
How many vehicles do you need? 20? Is 20 the number?
We have a total of 20. But
Is that the number you need going forward?
I don't think so. Because some of them aren't regular patrol vehicles.
Okay, that's what I was getting at, because it seemed to me if you were replacing them every 4 years, you would buy 5 a year every year. Here to
Well,
eternity.
I mean, not to get ahead of the program here, but my long-term concern is if I continue to purchase vehicles in the same manner that I am, like, okay, if I have an annual, as long as I have an annual budget for vehicles, which I currently do, what can we do with that annually? If I just, what can we do with that here? And how much can we get back to have a fleet that's like got a warranty?
Yeah.
If I continue down the path I am, we're like getting, like I just asked, can I buy 2? And maybe hopefully pay them off within a year or 2. If I do that every year, I'm gonna have vehicles that are how old?
Yeah.
Before they cycle to the end.
So how many do you need to buy every year? Because it seems like if you started this, you'd need to buy some every year. Correct.
yes, and that's what I said.
I would think.
Vehicles will always be coming in and going out.
Every
And
year.
doing it that way, we've removed, and I'm not stepping on any toes, we're removing the emotional decision behind all this. We're turning your fleet into 100% a cash asset. You're just cycling money around, that's all you're doing. And your fleet from then on will be completely brand new. And now, like I said, these first 4, and or we'll see what the Durango is, 6. That,
Right.
yeah. It's because of that, it's it. So doing it that way, these first 4 that you're gonna be replacing and or 6, you're not gonna get a whole lot of money back. So the first 5 years of this is like, I mean, we're looking at it, it's almost break even. We save you $4,000. The next 5 years, oh yeah, because then I've got a boatload of money coming back to you guys after the 5th year then. And I actually
But then
show
in
that.
4 years, if you buy 6 in 1 year, in 4 years, theoretically, you gotta buy 6 again. So every 4 years, you're buying 6 vehicles.
Yes,
As opposed to buying 3 a year every year. I don't know.
yes, no, your mindset's in the right spot, but you're thinking of it in cash terms. That's a lot of money. But here, look, if you don't mind, look at the bottom left for me. What we're looking at there is total cash outlay on a 5-year period. So this is 5 years, 4 vehicles a year. This is 20 vehicles. That's 222. Your total estimated equity at the end of term is 108. So this is what you're spending today, right? And by the way, I'm being professional. The 108 is generous. I'm saying after 5 years, if you're running vehicles the way you are running them today, you're gonna get 108,000. Right? No.
No, I see.
Right,
It's just getting past what we've always done for the past gazillion, and that is
Yes.
buy them till they're worth nothing. But
I think it's smart, but I wonder how long that deal's gonna go on and get in the middle of this deal and have that bomb go off in 3 or 5 years and you gotta
well,
refigure things, but as long as it's there,
If
I
that
think it's
happens,
smart.
think it's really smart.
Yeah.
if that happens, everything's gonna change.
Yeah.
The size of the sheriff's office is gonna go from here.
Yeah.
Oh, we're probably looking internally. I'm like, give me 2 more sentences on that, I'm lost.
The budget to pay for cars comes from an agreement because I police the city.
Yeah. Right.
So as long as that line item stays in existence,
Be at the council.
we will always have the funds. And we think in terms of how much per year
It's good.
will it take us to be able to pay for this? That's the end game. I try not to jump to the end of the game, but
Yeah.
about how much does it will it cost annually?
Yeah.
And then I look at my budget, here's how much money we got to spend.
Yeah.
Long as it's good.
4 Tahoes. 13,892.
Annually.
That's just 4.
4, 4?
4, 4, 4, 4, 4.
4, 4.
6 Durangos, 9,900.
I don't even understand how that could be, but
Monthly cost. Times 6 vehicles times 12.
my budget's gonna be anywhere from 85 to 100,000 a year.
Now, this is just this isn't the whole fleet on the plan, because that's gonna be a lot more, right? That's gonna be 20 vehicles instead. But, yeah, these are annual costs. If you look towards the bottom, I actually, we've been talking about what does this look like after, that's what the bottom is. Your current oh my gosh, if I don't stroke. Your current net cash outlay of your current plan, wow, man, okay. That's 280. Your net cash over the lease term, 114. So your savings between what you're doing today and coming on with us in 5 years is $165,000 with all brand new vehicles.
John, he needs to come count. We'll explain, no lesson here.
Yeah, oh, please, yeah, please. I do this for a living, y'all do this for a living. It only makes sense.
And to me, based on this numbers, it's a no-brainer. I think it's the willingness to commit. And I think where we wind up in the safety net is if we lease vehicles, we're gonna be bound for how many years to pay through those lease amounts?
So it is easier.
That's not the right question, is
Well, you're asking a good question, but it's just not true. You're never stuck with us. If there's no twist to the knife, it's the government space. If we twist the knife, you guys tell all of the other people everybody knows everybody in the government space. You guys know this. We would lose all of the government space if we did deals inappropriately. We write these where you're never upside down. If you guys want to walk away from us, you literally just pay the vehicles down. I don't demand cash now. No, you can change the finance term to make it easier for you guys. Like if you lose that police budget.
I think my question was,
Sorry.
let's say we anticipated down the road, like the year 2028, we anticipated a shortfall in this budget amount.
Mm.
So we have a few years to say, well, not sure how much we're gonna be able to spend after 2028 annually.
Right.
What is our commitments?
Good question. So you would just do less vehicles.
What did you have before the agreement with the city in that line item? 'Cause now it's like,
There was never one.
so now it's like 80 or 90,
It
right?
was 100 something, and I've had to jockey around my budget, so I reduced it to like 85.
Yeah, that's
But it
right.
depends on what council does with, they could
Move it.
move it back up. And I had to take some of that money out of there because of some pension changes. But it's robbing Peter to pay Paul on some things in budget, so even at 85,000 a year, let's say we spend 13,000.
Right.
That balance
If you had
Probably
16
gonna
vehicles, it'd be 52,000,
into the
right?
the bucket
If you had 16,
to help.
Don't look at me. Math, I failed math.
if it's 13,000 a year for 4, it'd be 53,000 a year for 16.
Okay,
So,
so,
right?
yes.
What's the reason for the increased incentive of Durangos over Tahoes?
That's a good question. Dodge has had like 3 CEOs in like 5 years, and they've done a really shoddy.
That's Stellantis, right?
Yes, sir. They've done a really shoddy job, to use a polite word. They got rid of the Charger, which was like one of the #1 selling sedans in the entire world. And then they brought it back as an electric vehicle.
They got rid
Nobody
of
bought it.
They got rid of the 5.7 V8 in the trucks.
Yeah.
Now they're bringing it back this year.
Right, see, they're like kind of clueless, and they've had multiple different regime changes, so they're now behind. Lots of trucks sitting on lots, and when you can buy tens of thousands of those trucks, they say, hey, here's 7 grand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Now we were told last year before, that the Durangos were gonna be discontinued for like a year or so.
yeah,
And
yeah,
now
and then
that's
the new
all,
CEO, yeah.
so now
We
they're
were told
back.
that same thing. They were in our office telling us that. We were like, you better not, because they were really starting to gain popularity
You guys-
over Ford.
Do you guys have people who track the engines and trouble with certain engines when recommending vehicles?
That's a great question. Yes and no. I'm probably sure I'm sure somebody does it at corporate because we of course buy hundreds of thousands through the rental side. I'm sure someone's looking at that. But full transparency, I've had Chevy only guys swear against everything else. Dodge only guys swear against everything else. Ford only guys swear against everything. Everyone's, yeah, he's laughing because you know the same people in your own mind. Well, I'm buying Ford, you know what I mean? Right. The mindset is if you're cycling vehicles sooner, you never are going to see whatever John from down the street says is going to happen to that Dodge.
Well,
Because that's what you've done with your Dodges over the years, is you're like, anything's a junk, but you've got 200,000 miles, of course they're
We
good.
have, and there was a problem. Like with mine, it was a 2022 or 3, I can't remember which is in there. That there was a recall, and I got that recall taken care of, and the dealer said, if you don't get that fixed, you could mind blowing up this motor. Well, state police had a whole bunch of those vehicles, so that little problem really magnified. So they talked about going to the Tahoe. And they decided that it wasn't gonna be the best patrol vehicle troopers for what they do. So now they went back to the Durango, but the deal they got. They couldn't afford not to go to the Durango because it saved so much money.
Yeah, instead of doing 4 Durangos for you guys, we can do 6 for the $2,000 a month. 55,569. Or 59,646 for 2 more SUVs.
And here's the
So-
other thing, even though is interesting, with your data. Even. We're responsible for oil, gas, tires. We
Right,
pay
yeah.
for it.
Yes,
But
not
if
my
you-
pricing, but yes,
If you recycle those vehicles in soon enough years, it's
right,
good. Depends on who's not even changed the tires,
right, yeah.
and now another tire is on for a vehicle.
It's a lot cheaper through us, but like retail like 1,200. Yeah.
So look at
How much
that,
through you,
Who's talking?
ballpark?
I'm gonna give it to you.
800.
Yeah, think about us.
that's bid without going over. What I appreciate about this is when you have this many cars, you just about have to stay ahead of the game. But wearing them completely out and then having to spend $1 million and keep them roadworthy. I like the fact that they're warranty vehicles, and that was my question too, is if you buy a Dodge, what kind of warranty you getting? If you buy a Tahoe, what kind of warranty you getting? Put that right there. So that was something that you had mentioned last time.
I mean, they're not what they used to be, but it's something.
36 months,
Yeah, 36 months with 36,000 miles, so.
and that's for
36.
about for about
Yeah,
60 to 100 powertrain. I mean,
So it's really 2 years. Depending on mileage.
yes,
yeah, it seems like we got guys that are driving around average 11,000 a year, which I thought would be more than that.
This is my paper.
Right, guys.
Flexibility to drive when they're off.
They,
It's on that.
they can, but a lot of them don't, because they don't, it's got so crap in it, you know. Put family members in there, that gives it a cage. It's not friendly to do that.
You don't say. I don't know. I mean,
Get away from doing.
you got a kid that's in trouble.
How about the dog? But the dog.
Yeah.
All the way through.
So
So,
how many new ones do you have? Right?
four Tahoes. And well, no, you got them all listed there, it's mileage and year vehicles and what they are, there it is.
There are 2024 Chevy Tahoes, which will be, if you look all the way to the right, you see the 2030 over there. That's when we're gonna be looking at replacing those probably, and or sooner, depending on the way they're ran, mileage, the price of the market, but all that changes.
So you bought Durangos in 23 then, that's about two of them in 23, yeah. That was when we first did this deal, this agreement with the city. I believe what.
Those, mine and Dean's were bought. But it was that ARPA money. That federal stimulus money, you know. County hadn't bought any
Okay.
in a long time.
Yeah.
So if you look at, and here's an interesting, like if you look at the Tahoes, what's this number, Ross, represent? 50,000, what's that mean?
What they're worth right now.
So is there, what they're gonna be worth? Anticipated?
By 2030?
Yeah.
You wish, no, sir. The 50,000 is, that's what, like, if we sold that vehicle for you today,
Okay,
here's how much we would probably estimate we would get out of that vehicle. By 2030, 27, 22, 25, 27,000 probably. We'll get out of that vehicle.
so right now, we'll use use an example, like the 2023 Durango. Right now, it's worth 28,000. But, there's two numbers there, 11,079 and 28,515.
Yeah, that's a Ross error. I didn't include what those numbers mean above.
I'm guessing
It's probably
28 is probably
mileage.
current mileage.
Yeah.
The others average per year.
Yes. Yes, actually, yeah, probably exactly.
That is, that's what it is. I
Yeah,
was wondering the same thing.
yeah.
So you got the current and average.
And then we're 28. 2030 is the year that we're gonna be probably cycling that 2023.
So to me, the goal is, I guess what you're saying, what we recommendation is. Take the jump, take the oldest. Highest mileage, the oldest, whatever you want to call it. Cycle them out, get what we can out of them. And replace them with newer. How often do we turn vehicles around? So let's say, for example, just for conversation. We took 4 vehicles. Replaced them with 4 Tahoes. And what happens following? You be looking at the data and saying, okay,
Yes,
That's what I was saying, you need to, it seems to me like you would, however many vehicles you need in the rotation. You need to buy a quarter of them if you're gonna do 4-year leases. If you need 16 trucks in the rotation, you need to buy 4 every year. If you need 12, you need to buy 3 every year. And then you got a few spare tires in there for maintenance.
Yeah.
I just don't know what the number is, that's what I was asking earlier. 'Cause to me, it don't make a lot of sense to me to buy 6 this year. It would make more sense to me to buy, if you need 12, to buy 3 this year and 3 next year. Then 3 and 3 and 3 and 3 and 3.
And then
Actually, I
the cycle begins.
5-year cycle, yeah. Just to take away the salesy part of it. I did 6 specifically with the mindset of keeping you under your $60,000 current budget. So we can change this number easily.
I ain't saying that's the right thing to do. It just makes sense to me.
No, you're right. You're right, it does. If we're wanting to stick to a cycle, which is exactly the conversation we're trying to have, I can change this to 5 right now. We can.
Plus it might make council a little, but it doesn't matter, you've got the money to do it anyway.
If we did
Really,
5
mean,
Durangos, that would be $49,000 a year.
how many?
5
Right?
to get on that cycle, like you're saying.
Here's where I'm torn. This is where you guys, I think, truly get involved. They are your vehicle. Those Tahoes have so much more room in them. But we can't buy as many vehicles with the money that we have. it's a no-brainer. We've had times where we've tried to put prisoners in the back seat of the Durango, and we can't hardly get them in. Just so, they're so small, and trying to put somebody in the front seat. You gotta, literally, if I'm in the front passenger, you got a computer right here. It's right here. It's like, if you ask the users, because I don't drive a Tahoe. How you like your Tahoe? Flights through. The trooper, typically, I know why they wanna spin around quick. and-
Well, then don't offer the Durangos as an option.
We don't.
You know what I mean?
You're still saving a bunch going this route.
Yeah.
Just don't
And where
offer
we
it as.
stay, it's literally whatever you guys wanna do.
And GM's gonna be there and you don't know about Stellantis. I think they could be gone in 3 years.
Sure, I see what you're saying. I bet they're bailed out, full transparency, like big American name company, sorry, bailed out
But it's
again,
owned by Fiat now.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's not an American company.
B-Dub, I think it's maybe over all of them,
No, not Volkswagen. It's,
Chrysler got bought out
yeah.
yeah, it's by
2 years ago.
a Fiat European group,
Yeah.
but not VW, not VW.
But to your point, sure, I mean, that's totally plausible.
Well, let me get to the next question, maybe a little. If we, because I'm in need, as we said here. If we decided to move forward, what's our timeline? Theoretically, if we're like, let's do 4,
Right.
what's our timeline?
I'm really aggressive. As soon as you can be done, weeks, maybe months. It just depends on aftermarket equipment. Factory ordering, that's the mindset where you're save the most dollar.
Make sure he's.
You're on a time frame, everything, we're ahead of schedule, but if I'm trying to catch up to the schedule, weeks to max a month and a half, I would guess.
To get up, to get.
Tahoes are
get
just
the Tahoe.
harder to find, yeah, they're just harder to find. Durangos, oh gosh, weeks, for sure, weeks. Yeah, outfitted, weeks. But there's just a lot of them. Tahoes are rare. So rare.
Because they're more desirable.
Yeah,
Yes,
and the resale, think about it.
I've got
yes,
around,
I like $7,000 more, probably.
I mean, there's $38,000 left in that for this year. Just puts us out here where I'm at right now, but about 38, I think. I think it is. Left in the vehicle line for 2020. 26 or next year, we're gonna start over. So even if we have to start making lease payments this calendar year, I still think I'll do good. Now, these prices that you give me, does that include or exclude a fit?
It did not, because in your 60K, you had not included it, so I did apples to apples.
So can we finance the outfit?
Yes,
That might be, I don't know, it might be or may not be the best idea.
it's another one that we don't care. What do you guys
Well-
wanna do? There might, depending on financials, which is obviously all public information anyways. There might be some sort of down payment, but it wouldn't be half the cost of it. It would be something, we would try to be proactive in helping you, because if you're trying to finance it, we understand that you're not trying to spend the cash on it.
What's the percentage rate we get
Or
for the leases? Is it? There's no rate on that.
interest rate, 7.1, 7.2. Which obviously is not what it used to be. Literally anyone, last year it was 80. Now it's 7.2, I think.
I think if we Washington back, we're looking at that ballpark.
You're not net for.
It's got 5.5.
Your own vehicle, not
Yeah.
for- but-
Because of.
Tom.
Because of the government.
Yeah.
Is this where you guys make your money? Is financing them yourselves?
Interest barely, it's mostly the holdback and management fee. So management fee is
Our upfit cost.
Hey,
0.1. He's asking how I get paid.
I'm asking how he gets paid. I think he probably wants to.
Yeah, so there's interest gap, because we're the financer, I think,
So they're making money on the interest. They're financing it themselves.
yes. Management fee for Sourcewell is 0.01% of the cost of the vehicle, so that's like a line item, it's like under $100. And then when you buy something from any manufacturer, since I was the one that bought it and sold it to you. Like if we do Tahoes, GM will give us something called holdback. It's basically like a marketing credit, but the customer would never see those funds anyways. That's just like, if you guys go to a local dealer, you buy a vehicle.
They're gonna get the same thing.
Yes, exactly. It's just for the dealer.
Sure.
Price from the dealer we bought from was like, it's 57,000 plus 500 and something, I think, fees. What's that? I mean,
Whatever they want it to be. I mean, full transparency.
You do have 38,674 change.
and that's put down the end here.
You were asking a lot of questions. I thought she was gonna start taking some out. So, obviously there's interest in this. I know that of course, there's more steps to this. There always are. What do you guys need me to do and or what other questions do you have? Because I want to make sure that we're solid on this.
September 22nd.
Yes, September 22nd at 6 o'clock. We need you to be here to talk to the council.
Tell him 5.
It'll give me time to get to the campsite, turn around and come back.
He knows how to get here too.
Oh my God. I called and I'm like, I'm at a campsite. I don't know where you are. There's trailers. I pulled off on an old dirt road and I'm like, man, I've been to some cities and this is a little exciting.
I have to say in your defense that it happens to, it happens a lot frequently. People put our address in the in their GPS and for some
You know
reason,
what I think?
it takes them to Camp Shore.
I think too. You.
I texted him
413
Friday,
Main,
never.
I bet it took 413 Main in Aurora,
Yeah.
because there is, I think. Because he said, I'm crossing a red bridge. I said,
He's like,
"You're
well, no, that's the wrong way. And I'm like, okay, put in Courthouse, takes me to Aurora. So council is 6 p.m. 5 on the 22nd of September.
6 p.m. Yes.
Okay.
5.
Yes.
And I'll have you on the
Same room.
agenda.
Camp
Yes.
Shore Road.
Okay, now because I'm doing my job, forgive me, Public Works. This, it looks good, it looks even better for Public Works, because there's no upfit. Yeah, they have like $5,000 in upfit.
County highway. Okay.
Yes, yeah, your Public Works fleet, sewer, county highway, all of those trucks. That is like, if you want money back to the county, that is really where you win. Police vehicles, because of upfit, resale costs, because of idle time and wear and tear, there's not enough wiggle room. And the Public Works Department, I mean, we are like literally, the break even is close.
Even dump trucks.
We'll do them, but because of the upfit costs and the upfront cost of those trucks nowadays, I mean, a dump is $60,000 minimum. So we're gonna tell you to hold on to those vehicles. We'll do them, but we're not gonna cycle those vehicles because it just doesn't make financial sense for you guys. Who should I talk to? If that's okay, of course, I know I'm in the good graces right now, so I'm trying to really grab a hold of that. But if you think this looks good, that will look way better, just because of the type of vehicles they are in. We'll cycle those trucks like every 3 years.
You're talking to the right group, because they're responsible for county highway
Okay.
as well. They own everything that the county owns. Commissioners have control of it. So whether it's, leasing buildings, but all the vehicles, they own them. I'm just a user.
Okay.
They're not the sheriff uses their vehicles, because if you look at the title, they're titled to the county, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the council controls the purse strings. So your presentation on the 22nd
Yes.
is to the group that allocates the money. Except.
He's already got it in his budget.
This is.
He don't have to ask for any money though, is the thing. I feel like if we say, go with it.
City gate.
why would he have to go to,
No,
why
I
would,
agree, but
why
I
would he
think,
have to go to
for
council?
the upcoming years, they need to hear this.
Money.
Yeah, so they keep putting that money in.
Right.
No,
Sure.
that's,
Yeah, right now.
on my side of things, that's all commissioner based. We are the Sourcewell partner, and usually for a lot of people, that can deal with the bid language. So you don't even, some people I've met with don't even take it to council. Cause we're the Sourcewell winner, they present that to the public, they say, hey, we're gonna save a ton of money, and they're the number one bid partner. So sometimes that can take care of it, but I'll come back and look fancy and be on camera, I don't mind. That's just up to you guys internally.
I think it needs to, you need to explain it to council.
Sure. I would love to. On the 22nd.
I mean, that's my feeling.
I'll be sitting here ready.
Well, I think,
And like the
No.
highway superintendent, he's usually here, he left for.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you should talk to him,
Yes.
hook up with him, talk to him, come to council, let them hear that spiel.
Sally can help you with email or.
Yeah,
Okay.
do that though.
Do you think, now, like I said, I work. Do you think I can have his fleet list ahead of time with mileages? Cause if I can, I'll build his whole presentation as well. It'll all just be done. So we can do multiple birds, one
I can
stone.
look
Yeah.
up.
Okay. Whatever. Awesome.
Will any of the commissioners be available to come to council?
22nd?
So there are five of you guys.
Three.
There's three.
I was gonna say.
I'm the auditor.
Auditor,
Okay,
commissioner and attorney.
okay. Awesome. I was confused. I'm used to three of them.
Mhm. Yeah, there's just three, and then on council, there's 7 council people.
Yeah.
And 1 attorney.
Yes, yeah.
And I think this is a good idea because at the last conversation, when you had a joint meeting, I did say my intention was to buy 2 from Jeff. I think we'll change gears here.
Yeah.
So I don't wanna seem misleading.
Mhm.
I'll say, here's what. Here's the cost. Don't see it down.
Pretty grand,
It is,
I think.
when you're trying to manage.
Yeah, it's just the biggest problem is change. So I've met with so many people who are like, no, we're not doing that. We're doing it the way we're doing it, and that's that.
Do you handle
So many people.
Decatur County?
I don't know them. Are they Indiana or Ohio? See,
Indiana.
you guys hilariously enough are still in Ohio's group. On the cusp. So you're meeting with Ohio, which is hilarious, but I'm sure I can probably get you Indiana's client list.
Well. I got to use through Decatur County. If somebody
Yes.
calls me and they.
So then definitely.
I was curious if you knew their fleet size and all that, but. They told
Give
me
me that
they were
information.
thrilled about that. They were thrilled.
What's Shane doing?
You buy one from the local golf cart or different.
Yeah.
Buy four.
4 a year.
Is that Aurora?
Everyone.
Neighboring county.
Okay.
Dearborn County Sheriff.
Are they so close?
Yeah, because we're meeting with Aurora right now too.
Yeah.
My coworker
Yeah, no,
is.
they're open.
Dearborn County or City of Aurora?
Or City of Aurora, apparently they have 20 on the dot. So, and that's, by the way, that doesn't mean anything to you guys, but 20 is what we require. Because it's just not worth the clients unless they have like 20 vehicles, because they kind of, there's not like a lot of headache, there's not a lot of pain, and they usually don't believe us that we can save that money. Which is obviously, like you guys are saying, it's a joke. If we buy more vehicles than anyone in the entire world, we sell more vehicles than anyone in the entire world, and we have the cheapest maintenance in the entire world. You get access to all that, how does that not make sense? But I've dealt with literally everything. And screamed at, ran out of offices. So this has been wonderful, man. And I was late, I'm always 10 minutes early, no joke, I'm never not 10 minutes early, so I was packed. And also in a campsite, so. Been a night.
The guys.
I'm just thrilled about having warranty.
Yeah.
There's
There's no action by us needed on this, is there?
Soft cost is you don't even do this.
I mean,
Well,
before
We
council?
can't measure. it, so
At some point, you have to agree, well, to enter into an agreement. Now,
Do you wanna make a motion?
I think we need, well,
For this to do,
there's more information here, it's not on the table, it should be, I think.
for that.
You remember the documents that you sent to me?
Yes,
It wasn't binding,
state, yeah, starting paperwork is
But
not
I
binding at all.
I didn't give that.
You're gonna want to probably look through that, of course. Does anyone have a card? No, I'll just give out a bunch of cards. That makes more sense.
There's a document, explain what that is.
Contracts are not binding for us. Once you sign vehicle quotes, that's when you start doing business with us. You can sign all the paperwork under the sun and then tell me to screw off on council meeting, and it doesn't mean literally anything. The mindset of getting that out of the way before council meeting is we're talking about immediate needs. I can immediately acquire vehicles. If I'm waiting for you guys to review paperwork before then we're just adding on time for when I can actually get to jump on quotes for you guys. There's a master equity lease agreement, which in counties, sometimes there's some language that needs to be changed, so you'll have to let me know, but we won't do the addendums, that's totally fine. And then the credit application is simple, you guys just sign it, you don't need to send me anything, it's public knowledge. I go to the auditor website and just look up your financials. Yeah,
Should there be a joint meeting on September 22nd regarding this issue?
Well, it's the continuation of the budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's not a lot of stuff we do, where they're just basically
Approving budget?
approving and signing off.
well, Tom could get his plan in order before
That's all I just.
our meeting, before their 22nd
those are
meeting.
the two
We
documents.
can make a motion, accept what he's offering,
Once we
then
think
go to
about
council and they
maybe
can.
moving forward.
I doubt they're gonna hold it up. I mean, he's got a line item. for it.
That doesn't cost anything,
Yeah.
you're just transferring the rights over.
Yeah.
To the website, and then the maintenance management, that's the $10
Sure.
a month,
Yeah.
but that's like literally, there's no paperwork you need to send me for that, you just sign. We agree.
So you get your ducks in a row the next meeting. Or next meeting, will be before the 22nd.
I'm gonna send him these papers right now.
We can pull the trigger on it.
Then he can go to council.
Yeah.
But still the 22nd, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right,
Your email.
and then you have
John
Commissioners-
45, IN.
commissioners have 2 meetings before the 22nd.
That's what I'm saying,
So
we got,
the
he's
second,
got time. to get
September
his-
2nd, September 16th, you've got 2 meetings.
Is there anything that you saw today that needs to be? Sure. That needs to be dumbed down, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, I'm being completely honest, I understand that not everyone does what you guys do.
Like less information is better.
Yeah, exactly, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So this is just a page that just shows them, they don't have to do anything except say yes. This is, I'm going to run into, like I did today, all the things that we're going to do with them. This is, I usually do this to show you that you're not doing it right. Zero disrespect, but this is something where I can convince them that there's a better way of doing it. This is how we acquire vehicles, up to you guys. This is the funding piece.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I knew it. I probably will take this out because I'm going to just talk about the funding, getting people to look at all the different numbers and understand it sometimes it's a problem. Data, maybe not,
Gonna make a agreement.
or marketing, maybe, this is like the actual breakdown, we don't need to see this, of course.
The only thing that would, in my opinion, that would help
You're
is
not gonna-
if we had some sort of idea of the value of the vehicles at the end of 4 years, so you see what you're putting back into.
Yeah,
The next,
okay.
you know, as you, I think where this system gets good is in 4 or 8 years.
Most definitely.
So you need to see, right now, it might not look like it's that good of a deal, but I feel like,
What's the average age go?
but I feel like, yeah, if in 5 years, if you had some sort of chart or something that shows, you know, what your approximate, you could put approximate on it, what the approximate cost per year.
Big things, it seems like is keeping the fleet
We're keeping fresh vehicles
For
and
a
we're
whole lot less per year.
We're keeping fresh vehicles for less money.
And recycling out things that's worth something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not,
Yeah,
Well, that's what it comes back to it's
Yeah.
costing you
We
less.
need taken care of it all.
yeah, and then you have.
Yeah,
that-
soft,
you have that-
we haven't even talked about the
Yeah.
soft costs. You guys literally don't do anything except join our meetings and say, hey, we wanna do less this year, more this year. How much did you save me last year? What are our goals? And what we do all of that for you. You just sit there and say, oh, good, more money. No joke, I'm not kidding. And then, so there's 3 of those a year, planning, how do we do next year's planning? And then the 4th one is taking you guys out to events, to games. I know in the government space, that can be difficult sometimes on us, organizing things and taking care of you guys, but we do state outings, play shoots, ball games and boxes, we do it all for our clients, so if you guys say yes and don't tell anybody, we'd love to do it, cause I know how that works, in the government space, obviously, no one can do anything for you guys, cause you're.
ethically, there's something.
Right.
Go to Camp Shore.
Yeah, it's gonna be the first outing, we're all
One of
going.
the other questions, if 20 vehicles is the limit and you don't need 20 vehicles, do we need the county involved in that to get to
My
our 20?
apologies, no, sir, so you don't have to do 20 vehicles to come on board, all you have to do is 2. 20 vehicles is how many he has, so I don't sit down with people unless they have 20.
Is that what you mean?
Oh, okay.
Because otherwise,
Right, his immediate needs right now, I think, are 2.
well, actually, it's not. I need more than 2, but
Right,
I felt like with the climate, nobody was gonna give me heck if I just tried to buy 2
yeah,
and get those paid for in the next few years, and then I was gonna be like, well, what would that be?
You would prefer to have 20
I would,
right now.
I would.
But do you need 4 every year going forward is where I come in. That's more my mind goes.
Well,
we keep that healthy cycle like you were discussing earlier, yes. Yes,
So,
a 5-year cycle.
so like Kenny.
Now you're saying 5 years though. I thought he was wanting to do 4-year leases.
Then that's fine, we can do that, we can break it
Wasn't
up.
you talking about 4-year leases?
I thought it was 4, is it 5?
It's 5, yeah, yes,
I thought it was 4 all along, that's 4, yeah, okay.
yeah, so this is 5-year term, and so we can do 5, we can do 4, we can do 6. I think all vehicles over 100,000 is like 7. I'm not saying 7, it is completely up to you guys what you want to do. If we're trying to stay on that cycle, like you were saying, 5 does make sense. Or I guess 4, if it's a 5-year term, whatever you guys wanna do.
And as long as the mileage.
What's your opinion on where's the sweet spot on the value, on the best year to be in? Is it to shut them through 4-year leases or 5?
Probably 5. We're not doing a lot of mileage, right? We're doing like 11,000-ish. So we're gonna be cycling Tahoe's with like 57,000 miles.
You get the big bucks.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You're gonna get at least $27,000, at least.
Okay.
Yeah. For Tahoe, so, over 100 grand. Yeah,
And so at the end of the first cycle, first year, we have to decide which vehicles we're gonna get rid of. You'll tell us what they're worth, and then that gets applied back to
fleet budget,
the fleet budget.
yes. Cycling, it's just a rolling cash asset. Another thing too is I can even tell you what vehicles we think you should replace. Now, every single thing is up to you, but I will make the real time, hey, these are worth this right now. If you get rid of these this year instead of next year, you're gonna get like $15,000 more back in your fleet than you would next year. That seems like a big jump, but it's really not when you're doing the mileage you're doing and they have the idle time they have in this space, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll make the real time data points to you guys to show you these are the vehicles that make sense, but if you say, nope, just doing Chargers this year, that's what we'll do.
So when you look at what we have, like 3 Chargers and a Durango, This is a really high mileage. I'd get rid of them tomorrow, good.
Yeah, and that would be the goal, would be the high mileage and the Charger.
And then the oldest probably out there would be the vehicle Kenny's driving, Kenny Jackson. I think it's a 2018.
And that's.
So it's
what's
out of
messing up your
warranty,
averages.
but he doesn't run it hard. So I think he would be on the next cycle. And then the highest mileage on down will be all into SUVs.
More money.
Get rid of those Chargers. And then from there, I think it would just be a mileage thing.
Mhm.
I think.
And or the industry data that we're constantly getting in. I mean, a perfect example of this is the city of Sharonville in Sharonville, Ohio, like Blue Ash, Cincinnati area. They made money during the COVID time because I believe it was Tacomas. They had like a bunch of Tacomas that they got for us. We knew what was about to happen with the COVID truck crisis. We cycled all of their vehicles out. We got them F-150s. They made money. That's like right now, for some reason, Tahoes are super rare for like the next 6 months because the factory blew up. Let's sell your Tahoes and take way more over what they're worth and put all of that into the next one. Now, obviously, we're not going to immediately get rid of your vehicles. You have to factory order vehicles come in, cut the POs to the aftermarket, so it cuts the time down. But you guys can imagine, like, we're constantly working with you to try to figure out, oh yeah, I can get you some money here. Because if we don't do that, there's no reason. That's the fleet professional stuff going on. I hear that, sister. I'm sorry. Guys.
I just never remember sleep to be saying.
Well, I got an hour drive.
We talked before, we need to adjust that though with financing somehow. Yeah.
$55,569. The yellows are your costs.
But per year.
Yes, for the entire year. So you guys are spending the 60 right now?
Who you guys? What's it on? Per year, in the region.
For 4 Tahoes? Sorry, that is the 55,569 right here. The annual cost right here is like the cost of 1. So this is 4.
Okay.
This is 4. The yellow is 4 Tahoes. Per Tahoe, it's 13,892.
Okay.
Per Durango, dude, 9,941. So up here is like your vehicle spec, what that vehicle is, how much does that cost for those vehicles, then what you guys are doing, and then the comparison. And I will literally line item it during council. I will go through every single one.
There's gonna be pains the first 4 years until we start getting,
Yes, sir. We
So
call it
start-
ripping the Band-Aid off.
until we start getting into selling the vehicles back
Yes.
and making money, and then we're not paying 55 per vehicle, we're paying
Yes.
40.
Well, at that number, we're paying at year 5, we're paying $275,000 a year if we do the cycle. But then at year 5, we'll be getting back.
Like I said, instead of paying 55, we're gonna be paying 40 a vehicle,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. First year, we did 4. And we were spending 55,000 a year. Year number 2. Are we gonna spend $55,000 on the next 4, but still on the first 4?
Yes.
So we're at 100 and something.
Yeah,
a year.
that's my,
Yes,
that's
so
my
that's-
75,000.
That's the breakdown down here.
So, budget
Yes.
way over.
Yes, it's about moving your costs around. So if you look at our resale numbers, this is where it infinitely makes more sense. So instead of spending $60,000 a year, which that's your 280, in a 5-year term with us, you're gonna be spending 222. That's your whole fleet brand new. So we're saving you the difference with those two numbers. Does that make sense?
Yes,
It does.
that's what I was kind of talking about earlier,
Yeah.
you need to get into this
Not this-
before it ever gets where it's good for you. It's
Yeah.
gonna be painful.
25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a lot of money coming back.
Yeah.
And then every single year there'll be money coming back from then on, because every single thing will be on a 5-year cycle.
I think that would be the breakdown that council's gonna have to see. Year one, annual cost is this. Maybe the annual cost. Three. When is that curve gonna?
That's exactly what I was telling him.
Yeah.
We need to see in 5 years what that, or how much we're getting off of our, what those vehicles are worth in 4, I thought it was 4-year leases. But whatever, at the end of the lease, what's the approximation of what those cars are worth, so we can get a better feel for what the costs are gonna be.
We're gonna get that number down.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be healthy.
But then year 7. You have a 4.6.
Yes, and we haven't talked about inflation either.
I
When
know.
vehicles are worth more, they cost more, but they're also worth more every single time around as well.
Well, we'll be paying more year to year to year.
Yeah.
It ain't going down.
No,
Yeah, well, year to year to year, no, every single vehicle is fixed there is no inflation on the lease term, that remains solid for the entire 5 years.
Yeah, but next year, if you buy another
The next
4
5,
vehicles,
Yes,
they're gonna be 57,000, they're not gonna be 55,000.
yes. I wish I could control that, but I can.
Yeah.
We don't know at this point though. What the annual cost would be like. Year 4. Is it gonna be 55,000 times 4?
No, what, you mean after your leases are coming, after your,
So, 222,000. In 5 years, what you guys are currently doing, you're spending 280,000. That's $60,000 a year, 5 years, right? And then 278 is what you pay through us. And then you have over 100 grand coming back at year 5. With 4 Tahoes.
which you wouldn't necessarily have it coming back. You'd just be paying less for your leases, right?
Yes, so we can cash you a check, that is
Yeah.
totally possible. We can cash you a check, we can use it to pay your monthly payments. Or we can, like you're saying, put a down payment on all of your payments.
Yeah.
Yes, which would pay for, two Tahoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically your 4 Tahoes right now in 4 years. Which we do have 4, so it'd be 4 years for us because we basically already got a year under our belt with your Tahoes.
We'd be cycling.
Yeah, so it'd be 4 years is when we start seeing the returns.
so that does help some.
So 3 years of growing pains until you get to
Very
where,
healthy fleet cycle,
yeah.
yes. Actually, we got several Tahoes. Yeah, if year 4 and 5 would be really good. You'd have a lot of money coming back with the 4 Tahoes that you guys gotten last year.
And if we bought 4 this year.
If 20, yeah. The year after that, you'd have another giant over 100 grand.
That is what they need to see.
Yes.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier.
I missed it, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Cause it's gotta be, I think there's been plenty of conversation about a long term.
Yeah.
If we just continue to do things the way we are.
You throw money away.
Yeah, right.
You throw money away.
Yeah.
Because the way we've been doing it forever, like I said, 5, we're not.
And theoretically, they're in 3 years, you've got some 23s too. I don't know how many 23s you got. Is there 2 or 3 of them? There's at least 2.
Yes.
So you're gonna get a little help. In 3 years,
And you're gonna get help this year, but it's not gonna be,
cause we got junk.
yes. They're gonna be Chargers with 100,000 miles on them.
So we're not getting anything out of it.
I'm out.
That's what council needs to see.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're just not-
I have my notes. And,
Thank you, bud.
no, thank you guys for your time. So I'm sorry again for being like, really, and actually like it legitimately bothers me. Thank you, Ben. What was it on? Highway and Public Works. Who do I email so I can do that on the same day as this? Break down both of those plans.
I'll send you an email with the titles. I don't think there's anybody else.
I don't think so.
You do construction companies too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got 20 vehicles?
My construction company does, or who I work for does, yeah. Maxwell Construction,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know how many they got, but they got a lot.
Yeah. I think 20.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well over.
I say you gotta wait for that.
Yeah. What do you do?
I'm at pre-construction.
Yeah. Yeah. Shoot me a text.
I don't have a vehicle. They don't give me one.
I'll make a good.
Okay, July 28th
I
minutes.
wasn't there.
Shane makes the motion.
Second,
All right, and then August 4th minutes.
Thank you, hon.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you guys. Enjoy your night. Keep talking.
Okay, we'll send you a bill.
I need a motion on August 4th minutes.
make the motion.
Right.
Motion to the claim.
Only you weren't in either one.
Make a motion for the claim.
Okay.
Don't
Yeah.
miss him.
Shane, are you a second on the claim?
Yes.
Okay. So I do have a couple things. The extension office came to, the budget hearing and they were talking about the gutter. So, I got Daryl on that. He's got some gutters that he is making for the health department. And he's gonna have the gutters made for, over here at Extension. They keep falling off, so he's taking care of that. They mentioned Shannon and, Jill mentioned something about mold inside. I was wondering. if
Where?
Mold inside.
Yeah, we had that.
Where at?
Inside the extension office.
On the wall.
So I'm just passing that along, just so.
I know, we
Ain't
had
good.
somebody come and did it before.
Well, if somebody could maybe put your eyes on it, take a look at it. And then the other thing I just wanted to bring up was, the ductwork cleaning. Seems like there's several people in the courthouse that are coughing, sneezing, which I know that's.
That's for this time of year.
Yeah, but,
They're gonna blame it on construction.
they just kind of wanted me to bring it up about the ductwork, if there was anything we could get
Don't
ductwork.
quit the reason.
You clean it? Clean it, then you really call.
Yeah, stir it up,
Yeah.
so, all right, that's all I got.
In the minutes, I would like to talk about, just briefly, the solar farms.
Okay.
Brian Baxter,
The what?
solar farms, we don't have any ordinance in Ohio County for solar farms. Brian Browning's been getting calls from realtors because we're one of 20 counties in the state that don't have it. So we need to do something about that. John's working on it now.
To
Okay.
prevent solar farms
Well,
or to,
to,
Yeah.
to govern. Solar farm. Far as,
so that they have to come through if they wanted to put them.
and there's, for instance, so many feet from the road right away, burying of cables.
Gotcha.
There has to be
Plan.
a plan or a structure if someone wants to put a solar farm in. And maybe a wind
How did
farm.
you find that out?
Zoning meeting.
So somebody had to bring it up.
Yeah, they did.
Brian did, Brian, he brought it up because he's getting phone calls weekly, different realtors asking about it.
And there have been some, I did some research in, Franklin County and Ripley County. Have, passed ordinances that, govern requirements for commercial solar farm. Not residential.
I mean, you didn't sign this one.
I didn't want to, it's hard. Give it here.
Okay.
And then, like I said earlier, I was out there talking, Renee said there was one almost hit her car. She parks out front. Trees, there's a dead one out there hanging still. Get three, it's one about.
Like I said, that now, it's really not on board. Need a motion to adjourn.
Like, oh, you do adjourn. Second. Tom did say he was gonna get this. Yeah, I was gonna get them, yeah.
He was gonna email me.
He was gonna get with you, I don't know what.
Oh, okay.
Probably